get this sloka, once you get this sloka, you should be able to, oh, got it. You should be able to put this back as Maya Sakta Mana Parda.
Yeah. I think this
only deal with vowel sandhis.
Yes.
Rest of them, but when a consonant, two consonants are in contact, you should know that gives a conjunct consonant. And you should also know the what we call gunintas, adding a vowel to a consonant. And those are all in your volume 1, part 1. And so you should immediately identify this is a Mai Asakta Manaha, this is Yanadesh Sandhi. And the rest of them are consonant sandhis, Makara and Visarga Sandhi. Those are, you can't do anything. And you may try to do this Mat Asrayaha. And how can you do this? Let's look at you twisting your tongue. It says, sorry. I changed to Sanskrit, again it goes to Kannada.
Sir, this is not Adashraya, this is Adashraya, right? Mat Adashraya.
No. Is it Mat? Oh, no, this is.
Should be Adashraya, right? Adashraya. No, Da should be there. But I think it's not A, it's just A, I think, right?
This Da.
Yeah, Da agreed. Yeah. So yeah, you should keep Da. No, I'm talking about A. It's not A, right? Just A, I think, right?
No, it is
Da.
it's not the what it is. It could have been Mat Ashraya, because the you look at this.
Yeah.
Mat Ashraya.
Mat Ashraya.
This Da is not there, please. And this Takara followed by A, Takara becomes a Dakara.
Okay.
Madashraya.
Okay, Ashraya. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So if I give you something like this, Mahat, what this? Okay, it is. Let's give you a do not worry what it means. See this Mahat Bhagyam. And try to keep saying that 10 times. How does this tongue automatically changes that?
Mahat Bhagyam, Mahad Da.
Takara becomes a Dakara.
Yeah.
So because Takara is a hard consonant, Bhakara is a soft consonant, and this becomes soft. So the whole thing, if you keep on saying 10 times, tongue automatically makes this as Dakara. And the sandhis is nobody invented. It is a human being, how he should make his life easier.
Gotcha.
That is what the sandhis are.
That was my next question. What sandhi is this? So you're saying there's no sandhi. Okay.
What did you say?
No, but that was my next question. What is this sandhi called?
It is just soft consonant, hard consonant followed by soft consonant. These are the consonant sandhis are a headache.
Okay, sure. Sir.
Do not worry on that.
Okay, yeah, got it.
And Visarga sandhis even more headache. Yeah. And then Anuswara sandhis Makara. That's are more problematic. Not only problematic, how to pronounce the Visarga. And it depends on what was preceding that, what was following that.
Hmm.
And I will give you a simple example.
That's the next chapter.
And let me take the Dasavatara. Matsya, Kurmo, Varahascha,
Narasimha.
no. Oh. Matsya, Kurmo, Varahascha, Narasimhasya, Vamanaha, Ramo, sorry. No, my mistake. I'm typing something. Ramo, Ramascha, sorry, the other way around. Ramo, Ramascha, Ramasya, and this also should be changed here. Masya, Kurmo, Varahascha.
Balrama and Rama.
Ramo, Ramascha, Ramascha. There are Ramo, Ramascha, Ramascha. There are two things.
Yeah.
Ramo, Ramascha, Ramasya. There is one more. Bauddha.
Krishna.
No, Krishna is not Avatara. I'll come to that. Bauddha. Vacha. Sorry. And I will. This is Matsya Kurmo Varahascha Narasimhascha. Not Simhasya, Simhascha. Vamanaha Ramo Ramascha Ramascha Bauddha Kalkirevacha. Now let me break that into break the sandhis, you will understand now. That's the first thing you have to do. Matsya Kurmaha Varaha cha Narasimhascha Simha cha Vamanaha Ramaha Ramaha
I think 2 Ramas are good enough.
No, I need 3 Ramas.
Oh.
Balarama, Rama, who is the third Rama, sir?
We'll get to that.
Parshurama.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Then you don't need under Rama here. Bauddha Kalki Yevacha. These are the Dasavataras. First question is, where is Krishna here? So Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narasimha, and Vamanaha, Ramaha. This Rama is Bhargava Rama.
No, that's
This is Raghurama.
Yeah.
This is
Balarama.
Balarama. And Buddha Kalki Yevacha. There are a lot of consonant sandhis here. Not the Visarga sandhis. So we're going to spend a lot of time on this thing. You need to, since most of you are scientists, this one purely explains your theory of evolution.
This is only 9, sir, not 10, right?
1, 2, 3, Varaha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Vamana, Rama. Okay, sorry, 3 Ramas, right? I got you.
Yeah, that's why this Bhargava Rama,
Yeah.
Raghu Rama, Balarama, Buddha, and Kalki.
Yeah,
People might ask, where is Krishna here? Krishna is not considered to be an avatara, according to some people. He is a Purna avatara. All these avatars never told anybody that they are gods. Ramayana clearly tells you when at the end, when Sita was brought back by Vibhishana from Lanka, after he was made coronated as a king, Rama does not even bother to look at her. Then people were, all the people like, not Valmiki, was that the, not Wali, Sugriva, and everybody saying, she is your wife? He said, no, I just released her from all this trouble because I want to keep the Ikshwaku Vamsha's greatness. And you can, if you read that, Sita then fights back. I wrote a paper on this in a conference. Say, I was told by Hanuman that you are crying and spending sleepless nights in the forest because you couldn't find me. So is that all drama? And Valmiki even writes there, Rama even says, you go and marry somebody. Why he told that? If he was a god, he wouldn't have told. There is a reason why he did that. That is when she requested Lakshmana to put a fire. Even after she came back from the fire without getting any harm, he refused. That's when Brahma, Shankara, and Indra, and Dasharatha, who died before, all come back and tell him, you are Vishnu, she is Sri Lakshmi. Then Rama says, in pure, I don't know what you are talking. He says, Atmanam Manusham Manye Ramam Dasarathatmajam. I am Rama, human being, son of Dasaratha. I don't know what you're all talking about. Then Dasaratha convinces him that she is virtuous, and that's when they go back to, they don't go back to Ayodhya. Rama still has a doubt. He has to know whether Bharata has changed all these 14 years. So what he did was, he goes to whose ashram? Bharadwaja's ashram, and sends Angada as an ambassador to this one. Who is this? Bharata. See how things were going. And Angada goes there and looks around. And ambassadorship is a very interesting thing in our scriptures. That was the first paper I wrote on Dauthyam in 2002. And one day, once we get the basic knowledge, we'll discuss them. And he comes back saying, Bharata is not in Ayodhya. He's still at the place where you handed over your shoes to him. And from there, he is taking care of the kingdom in your name. That's when Rama was convinced he all can go to Bharata. Sita's story in two places. She shouts at Rama and in the Yuddha Kanda. In Aranya Kanda, she gives a big lecture to Rama and Lakshmana. What is dharma? What is adharma? Then, after giving all that lecture, and he says, I'm just a woman. I just told you what I think. You do what you want to do. It's like Gita. Krishna tells everything to Arjuna gradually and tells at the end, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, renouncing all the dharmas, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Seek, take a refuge in me alone. That's the 66th sloka in the 18th chapter. Aham tva sarva papebhyaha mokshayishyami masuchaha. I will release you from all sins. Do not worry. Then he didn't stop. Said, I told everything. You do what you think is good. Again, he's giving the decision to, he's not ordering Arjuna. He left a decision to Arjuna. Arjuna next says, Nasto moho smrutir labdva. I lost my delusion. I got back my memory. I will follow your instructions and continue the war. And before 2002, I didn't know a single sloka, please. And it is not difficult to learn Sanskritam. You have to dedicate. All of you know computers. So get some software, whether you pay Baraha people or you take the Google keyboard, and you can do that. Google or Microsoft, whichever you choose. And that is basically, do not worry. And it is easy to learn. I'm here to guide you as much as you, but you have to put your effort. As I told in the beginning, I'm only an instrument to turn the switch on. You are the one, you know all of this before, but you don't know where is the switch in your in your mind, in your head to turn it on. Okay, that is the, but then look at this. Gnanam te ham. You know, this avagraha is a loss of a. So gnanam te aham sa vignanam idam. Sa vignanam idam. I broke this. You have to break at a right place, because each of the terms that are broken has to make a proper meaning. That's why analysis is more difficult. You need to know the where to break. Sa vignanam idam vakshyami asheshataha. Vakshami asheshataha. Without any shesha, without any remainder. Yat gnatva, this is a consonant sandhi you don't know. Yat gnatva neha na iha. This is a guna sandhi. Neha bhuyaha. Again, there is a avagraha here, so there is a there. Anyat gnatavyam avasishyate. So gradually you will get these things. You should not have any difficulty.
Sir, you are saying avagraha. What is avagraha, sir? We never heard of that word.
But you have, what is
But we
grahanam?
know that sign, and it understands as a.
Okay, number one, what is grahanam? Something is hidden.
Yeah.
So in the old printing, you don't even have this.
Sir, one question. If
Go ahead.
didn't have this, how would they know the sandhi, sir? Because if there is avagraha, we know that there is a sandhi involved. If there is no avagraha, how would we know there is sandhi involved?
Number one, think over. This Kavagraha came only in around 500 years back. People in those days are thousands of times more intelligent than us now. They won't need that.
Yeah.
We know a lot of subjects, but in those days, people knew that. And not only that, now we have these top lines, Jnanam, and in the old days, everything is combined into one sentence. Jnanam, Teham, there's no space. Only in the modern times, they're adding spaces. You follow that? So it is very difficult. These are all helping modern people to be able to read and learn Sanskritam. You are right, Balaji. How we know if there is no avagraha, there is are there?
Yeah.
That is what it is. First say, te hum. Okay, what can be hum? So te unto you, and then you have to go through that here. Vakshami asheshataha. So it's a passive voice. It's being told by me to you. So these are the type of things you have to know. But that's why the moment you see an avagraha means, it immediately means there is a loss of short R. Sometimes you have two avagrahas.
We saw that also.
And that means it's a loss of two R's or long R.
There you go.
So it is, these are things that helping us. And what you have to know, my goal is to help you to take Gita and Ramayana, and occasionally I will bring Upanishad slokas. Those are very tough things. The grammar there is different than grammar of classical Sanskrit. And how you chant a Vedic sloka changes the meaning. So this, you will get this one, Padapata and Anvaya. So Anvaya is a prose order. Jnanam te aham, unto you knowledge, savijnanam, idam, this vijnanam, vakshyami. This is a past tense. Sorry, not past tense. Future tense. I will tell you. Asheshataha, without leaving anything. Yat gnatva, having known that, neha na iha in this world, bhuyaha, again, anyat gnatavyam avasishyate. If you know this, there's nothing else is needed for you. And so I think even if before you get this volume part 3 of that volume 1, I had to call the printers because the staples were if people want the part 2, sorry, volume 2 of the book, which is I think Subhashini has, I will come to Chinmaya Mission. I go there this week. I've been there every day to my farm. I will give you those books.
Yeah, I can also pick them up, sir, if you text me or something.
Yeah, and also you need to pay for the printing place.
Yeah, please let us know the amount, sir.
Yeah, $100 for the volume 1 and $75 to the volume 2. It's all based on number of pages, the Staples charges. It is a lot more than what I'm charging because I don't want to make any money on this. Everything is given back to poor people back in India and a lot of girl students are educated. So you have to know, we are going to do today, see this one. How do you, this teham, this a followed by a. See, this a followed by a. We have, so far what we did, let me go back to the regular session. Where is that? What we did so far is the following. When we keep a, sorry, a or a as a fixed, and then we add to that the a or a similar. And both of them are replaced by long a. Ekaha purva parayoho the akaha akparataha ekaha purva parayoho dirghadesho bhavati samhitayam. When they are together, when any vowel a, I, U, Ru, Lu is followed by a savarna similar vowel, both of them are replaced by long a. See, likewise, you can say, I'll put them in Mahir Sutrani, ak followed by another ak, savarna ak here. I have to be it. Savarna ak, and you will get dirgha ak. So that could be a or e, but both of them are savarna. You all know, we did lot of them. Now we also did, instead of this, we did a or a followed by ik, I, U, Ru, Lu. Then it will be replaced by guna letter. Then we said we take keep still R as a pivot. Instead of ik letter, we add guna letter. Then you get, what do you get?
Vritti get us.
This is guna, right? The yeah. A plus guna, yeah. The letters, yes. Vritti Raich.
Not type properly.
Yeah.
Okay, that we have done. Now we take we'll change the tables. Instead of a being base and adding ik letter or a guna letter to that, getting a guna letter or vriddhi letter. Now, why not we take ik letter, sorry. Which is, I'm hoping that you will know, remember this. It is E, U, Ru, and Lu. Either short or long form. And that you add.
This similar vowel.
Okay. Where is the? Yeah. non-savarna ak. Then what will happen is you get this not
Plus, right? Plus, yeah.
plus. Then what will happen is this ik will be replaced by n.
Yeah. Yeah. Varana.
It will be replaced by n plus this non-savarna ak.
Yep.
Don't have plus. Yeah, that is what it happens. So we covered everything. And now what happens? We have ignored 4 letters. A, you ignored H, which is A, O, I,
Oh,
O. These 4. So far ignored them there.
yes.
Now what we'll do is we'll see if we take this H. I'll give you a whole bunch of examples from Gita chapter 7 and 4. Sorry. Plus any H. Doesn't matter what they are. And what will happen is I will put any vowel. Not H, any vowel. I'll say AV. Then what will happen is these, if I turn it this way, this you will get A will be replaced by I. Sorry. O will be replaced by OW. I will be replaced by I. Is OW. Plus any vowel.
This is called otherwise.
And there are a whole bunch of examples in chapter 4. And the things that we have been doing this, let's take this sloka. That's the best one we have. As I said, do not take what I told you. Unless I prove it. Where is that? Where is the class?
Bhagavad Gita, what document?
No, this one. Our starting slokas. Oh, this one. This is what I need.
Yeah.
So let's take this a simple example here. I'm going to break this into pieces. No, I thought I was going to reduce its size. I did something different. Okay, now if you break it here, Sahana Vavatu, that's how it is. Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinava Dhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahaihi. So I'll break them into pieces. I'll be merciless on that. Okay, it is what I need to do is, if I look at it, I have to think about Sahana Vavatu, what is that? I know there is a word called Avatu. To protect. So what I will do is this Vakara, I'll make it into 2 parts, Vakara and Akara. Now reason I did that was there is a verb here, bhunaktu, karavavahai, vidvishavahaihi, adhitamastu. So I know some of these. So here it is adhitamastu. So it's not va, it is vakara. So if we look at here, let's take one by one. And this, we know that, and this side is say saha. Pressing, I have to get my, okay, now saha I have to take, and this nava I say now. The meaning, so avatu protect, whom to protect? Now it is a divachana for first person personal pronoun I. In Sanskrit, English as there's no divachana, it's only singular and plural. We have eka, dvi and bahu. So now means two of us. And how do I know that? There is saha now business here, next line. That gives us some clue. So if I look at this here, if I use our mathematics, let's get rid of the color. It is saha this I know it is now avatu. And that we did that, but it's nava na av. Now does it, what I broke give you this sahana avatu? You agree? Now if I look at here this side, it is nakara
Au plus
plus avatu. Now let's, what is in contact is this au is in contact with this. And what had happened was, it was replaced, the I is still there as it is, now got replaced with au. You see that? So basically what we are saying is, and the au plus any vowel really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Any vowel, the au gets replaced by au plus that any vowel.
No.
So here Tejaswin Nava, it's called Tejaswin Ava Adhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. So there is a because the AO, I and AU, each one is given aya. If I add them to it, aya wa, this, see, it should be aya wa aya. It should have been like that. It becomes, it is should be been aya wa ya wa. That's a sandhi.
Yeah.
So people simply, since it's tough to say that, it says avaya sandhi. They make life easy for them. And the so you can see how we there in the textbook I give you. Let's look at the textbook here. And where is the volume 1 May?
65, page 65.
Yeah. Okay. Now new. So let me, it should be,
65, yeah.
no, it's the first few pages I have to add. It's almost like 100.
Okay, okay.
League of Sandhis. Oh yeah, I didn't share it.
No, we can see
We
it.
can see it,
I
sir.
can see it. Okay, sorry.
We can see it, yeah. So before league, right? I think the 2-3 pages before that, yes.
Yeah.
Or this just before this, yeah.
Now there's Sandhi. But important thing is you have to know this table.
Yeah, the big table, right? The teams.
Yeah, this one. What is Guna and Vriddhi letters for each one of these letters? If I say Guna of U or U is O and Vriddhi is Au. These things you have to know.
Mm-hmm.
And because you can derive, we derived all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So now and if you look through this, that's Guna Sandhi, and this is what Vriddhi Sandhi, we did that.
Yeah. And
Then Yanade Sandhi, we did it. This Ayava Sandhi.
yeah.
And look at that. Same thing I said, A, O, I, and Au, any H, any vowel, and replace A, O, I with I, Au, I, and Au, respectively, for A, O, I, and Au. And the plus that H, whatever H that is following. And I even simplify A plus any vowel, I plus any vowel. That second vowel V2 remains the same. The first vowel only gets changed to a consonant and a vowel and a vowel and a consonant. Remember in the beginning, we went through the simple mathematics. Where is that? Here. V1 plus V2 could be another vowel. V1 plus V2 is another different vowel. V1 plus V2, only V1 remains, V2 will not be there. That's, we call them Purva Rupa Sandhi, only Purva Rupam remains. Then V1 and V2, only Pararupam, first one drops, second one comes. Then we also said V1 plus V2, V1 is replaced by a consonant, that is Yanadesha Sandhi. Now last one is V1 plus V2, H plus H gives you V5 and C2 another consonant, and V2 remains as it is. These are all possibilities, and then if we do this way, it sticks in your mind in mathematics wise. At least that sticks in, that's how I do that. Now, let's look at the this Ayava Sandhi. We'll show you some examples in 1 minute. Then there is one thing here. Sometimes in the Ayava Sandhi, there are exceptions to that. And the exceptions are like this. If the Purva Rupa Sandhi, what will happen is, if A and O at the end of, oh, now I have to give you some basic grammar, please. Pay attention to this. You have to know the basic thing, everything for our grammar is root. Dhatu or root. And then you take a dhatu and add a verbal ending. Sorry. Make that into a verb. Make that into a verb. And you get usable word or pada in Sanskritam. You can take the same root. This is where the problem comes. You take the same root and add what we call krut prachaya. And if you do that, you don't get what we call a raw form of a noun or an adjective or pronoun. You get a pratipadika. Remember that picture on page 51? And this is not a usable word. It's not a usable word. But what we have to do is, you have to take this you have to take this pratipadikam and add to that is vibhakti prachaya. Pratyaya means termination, and then you get a nominal, you get a noun, sorry, you get a pada, which is a usable word. And these two we'll read in chapter 5. This we'll do in chapter 6. And we'll do this in chapter 5, the next two. And we will, for example, you take a dhatu ram, to revel, and to add a prachaya, krut prachaya, depending upon the type of prachaya, you will get Rama or Rama. One is a masculine, another is a feminine. These Rama and Rama are not usable words. Then you have to take this, this is a pratipadikam, and that's also known as a raw form. Pratipadikam is a raw form. Repeating this several times because you will see suddenly when you come to the some consonant ending nouns, the dhatu, pratipadikam and pada looks exactly the same. Then you have to distinguish what is the pratipadikam, what is the pada, what is the dhatu. It will be difficult in the beginning, but take it from me, please. By the end of these 52 weeks, you will get everything, provided that you spend time. And vibhakti pratyaya determines how we are using the word or the term in a sentence, or using that as a subject, or using that as an object, or using that as a instrument. So the lot of things, all the 7 vibhaktis depend on that. So what I'm saying is, when you divide this sloka into parts, it has to be a proper usable word.
So, sir, pratyaya, you might have explained it before. Can you just mind reminding that?
Okay, pratyaya is something that is added to something, and it comes at the end of the. You got the dhatu, it starts with,
Dhatu is the root, yes.
and you add a pratyaya. Pratyaya goes. There is a Sanskrit word for this. What is this pratyaya? Pratyaya. Sorry. I'm giving Sanskrit because at least you get used to this one.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Pratyaya. Haraha. Pratyaya comes after the term that is taking it.
So, what is krut there? What does krut reflect?
It is the pratyayas are divided into groups. Krut pratyaya is something that is added to a root to get a pratipadikam.
Okay, because they are different pratyaharas. Pratyaharas from the Mahesh Sutrani.
No, not pratyaharas.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. They're different, right? They're different.
These are different one.
Yeah,
and the if I want make a Rama,
yeah.
I have to have a pratyaya that gives me Rama.
Rama, yeah. You need to add to
I
the root.
showed you, I take a dhatu called yuj to unite. I can derive yoga out of that.
Yug.
I got yuga out of that.
Okay.
And I can take a dhatu called bhaj to praise. I will add a feminine pratyaya called tin. It becomes bhakti. I will take a pratyaya called man to think. I add a feminine pratyaya. It get mati.
So how many pratyayas we have, sir? I mean,
there are lots of them.
Okay.
But what you have to know is, in the what pratyaya you have to use to get what form, in what meaning.
Yeah.
But it is difficult. That's an advanced class.
Okay.
And you have to, it requires a lot of knowledge.
Understood.
But you will pick up, see, if a dumb guy like me at 60 from
No,
IIT Kharagpur, if I can do that, you young people can do it.
No.
I use this all the time because somebody at 60 can do it. Young people can do that easily.
Your generation is different, sir. Our generation.
So, these things, dhatu, pratipadikam, and pada. Pada should, what the pada, these vibhakti pratyayas are known as sup. And I will confuse you. They are not called, they are called sup pratyayas. And the verbal endings are known as ting pratyayas. So we now got another point and a rule. What is the word? The one that has either sup pratyaya or ting pratyaya.
Oh, okay.
So a word must have a sup or a ting at the end. You agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me do that. Word. Sorry. This is I'm defining this.
Yeah.
Word must have either ting pratyaya or a sup pratyaya.
this really helps us to break up the shloka.
Yeah.
If we don't,
And
they're not getting a thing or sup, then we should realize
you
that's
realize
not
that. So must have either at the end. No, this is a pada. Word is a pada. This is the big difference between Sanskritam and if you have read the English like what I did as a child, you would know that, but I forgotten all of that. My brother used to hammer that to me, how he or she or they got from something, how him, her, and them got. Those words are defined. So word must have either a thing or pratyaya or supratyaya at the end. So I'm going to put that in English, in Sanskritam. Sup thing. What is a pada? Sup thing. Where is this? Sup thing. Now didn't work. क्या बात है? Supti, end at the end, antam. Padam. That's a rule. So now if
But without a dhatu, you cannot create a word.
Yeah, it has dhatu is the beginning. Remember this this particular picture. Our let's go back to the beginning. This and if you go to not 9, it is I think it is 60. Oh, no, I got too early. I've been more. See this one? This picture is a summary of everything. I take a root dhatu, I add a krut pratyaya to it. You get a nominal or raw form, pratipadikam. Then you add to that with the k suffixes, which is a vibhakti pratyayas. Then you get usable word. Or you take the same root, add a thing pratyaya. You got a usable form of a verb with a thing ending. So sup, not sup, sup, thing, antam padam. And that should be, there is a rule here, number. Supting antam padam, supting antam padam. Somebody asked me, what are these numbers? What Panini did was think over. Now that we got so spoiled with a lot of books and things like that, 3,000 years back when he was working, he did all the grammar, must have put on a piece of paper, the sand, and suddenly he has over 6,000 rules, and he organized them in such a way, one rule follows the other. You have masculine, some rules are definitions, some rules are for what you call for basic things, some are for compounds, some are for deriving the masculine nouns, some are for deriving the feminine nouns, some are deriving the verbal forms. Verb has no gender, please, unlike our vernaculars. It's he comes and she comes, and the comes is same. But when you write it, saha gacchati, sa gacchati, same.
Sa gacchati.
He goes and she goes. And the reason I'm not doing the spoken Sanskrit now is I want you to get, I tried with the spoken Sanskrit in the beginning. I got lost. I could speak beautifully, but I couldn't read Gita, understand what's the meaning. Because our goal is, if you take Mundaka Upanishad, Shishya asks Bhagavan, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vignatam Sarnaviti Vignatam Bhavati. O Guru or O Bhagavan, what should I know? Knowing which I will know everything. I will go, sometimes I will take the Upanishad slokas and explain you that. And what's time now? I'm going in my
8:52, sir.
okay. Now I want you to go through. I'm going to send you few chapters of Gita 4 and look at this book, this one actually, and it is because in the we look through this league of is it coming to you? Yeah, it should be coming. And it has all the things. Think over, this is a home team, this is away team. When they meet each other, what will happen? This is, you get a Vriddhi Sandhi here, and the rules for the Vriddhi Sandhi are here. Each one rules are given. Then the last one, A, I, Au, O, Au. And we just said I plus vowel, because this R, I plus R. So all of them are given here. And then that's over 50 pages. And as a summary, all the vowel sandhis are given in a table here. A or A plus A or A, you got Dirgha. Take some examples. Rama plus Alayam, Ramalayam. E plus E or plus E, long E. Samati Itani, Samati Itani. And that you will see that in the second chapter. Or sorry, 7th chapter easily. 7th chapter. And the U plus U gives you long U. Ru plus Ru gives you long Ru. And I didn't give an example for Lu because most of the regular books do not have that as a Gita or Ramayana. They come in Upanishads, but that will be confusing. So I will explain that when we try to example. Then Guna Sandhi. You keep R fixed and add a equal. They got A, O, R and Al. Then Vriddhi Sandhi. Then bunch of examples I gave you here. Vriddhi Sandhi, A, or A, and add Guna letters. Then you get Vriddhi letters. Then we have Yen Sandhi. Instead of taking R as pivot, you do equal as a pivot plus followed by any non-similar vowel. That vowel will remain. First one will change to N. From Gita, Pari-upasate. Tu Atma, Tvatma. Kartru iti, Kartriti. So, Ayava Sandhi we just mentioned. A plus any vowel, A will be replaced with I. And say, he said, now this I will derive next week when I come. And the Au plus any vowel, Au, that vowel. Then I gives you R, I, Au gives you Au. Bunch of examples I gave you. Then there are what are called Purvarupa Sandhis, exceptions to the number 5. And we will do that, but this is what I want you to do, please. If you look at the 24th sloka of the fourth chapter of the Gita, whole bunch of sloka, I will take that here to show you that. Gita, where is the Gita business here? Okay, let me go back here. You will see some color here. The reason is I broke Gita's slokas to indicate these things, the verbs, what type of verbs they are. The moment I say this, vakshyami, it's a future tense. Avasishyate, this is a passive voice. So you will see that in every sloka I did that. But you will know gradually. Don't worry all of those things. First thing is how to put this sloka back from basic when it is broken into pieces. Now let me go back to fourth.
Sir, last week you said you will explain the similarity between periodic table and Panini coding.
Yeah,
When we get a
explain.
chance.
Today,
Yeah.
I want to get to, I think most of you chant Vishnu Sahasranama.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
I want to take two basic slokas from Vishnu Sahasranama and give you simple thing. What is that you are chanting there? And so I wanted to, even if it is few minutes late, it's okay. I hope it's all right.
Sure, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and let me think there is a Vishnu Sahasranama somewhere. I have 1600 pages book on that. Yeah, here. Okay, this is huge book. I have every book on Vishnu Sahasranama grammar of people who wrote and in different languages, and what I can read, not a language I can't read. Let's look, but Sankara Bhasha is the best for that. And this is from Mahabharata, Anusasana Parvan. Can you see this, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it is in Adhyaya 135, Sloka 14 to 120. And the look at this, what happens here. Okay, now I have to go one more page. Vaishampayana Uvacha. Vaishampayana said, what did he said? Say,
Shrutva dharman
Shrutva dharman anuseshena pavanani cha sarvashaha yudhishthiraha santanavam punar eva abhibhashata. You see that? Abhibhashata. Okay, there is a that punareva abhibhashata. So there is a ayavasandhi here. Shrutva dharma anuseshena pavanani cha sarvashaha. Having heard without any without leaving anything, who Yudhishthiraha Shantanavam, this is an object. Yudhishthira asked Shant Punar eva abhibhashata. Yudhishthira asked again, having heard everything. And this book, it's not for you because it's very complex. Every word is explained in Sanskritam, and what it said, having heard everything that's purifying, Pavanani, Bhishma Pitamaha said, not Bhishma Pitamaha, who is that?
Yudhishthira asked.
Not Yudhishthira, this Vaishampayana said, this guy, who is that? Yudhishthira asked again the following 6 questions. And let's look at those 6 questions. I want you to understand this. Yudhishthira asked 6 questions. Kim ekam daivatam loke, kim vapyekam parayanam, suvantaha kamarchantaha, prapnuyuh manavaha shubham. Kim ekam daivatam loke. That's one question. Who is a single God in this world? Kim va api ekam parayanam. Then he said he should be single God. Stuvantaha, stu is to praise. So, and stuti we say, Stuvantaha come. Praising whom? Kam archantaha. Worshipping whom? Prapnuyuhu. Up is to obtain. Prapnuyuhu manavaha shubham. For humans, they will get auspiciousness. Who is a single God in the world? Who is the ultimate? Praising whom Manavas will get Shubham. Worshipping whom Manavas to get Shubham. These 4 questions here. And there is a big commentary on given by other people. Now comes Ko Dharmaha Sarva Dharmanam. Bhavataha Paramo Mataha. Bhavataha, according to you, Paramo Mataha. What is your opinion? Kaha Dharmaha Sarva Dharmanam. Which dharma is the highest dharma? Kim Japan Muchyate Jantuhu Janma Samsara Bandhanat. By worship, Kim Japan, by Japin, by
Doing japa.
by you are deeply involved in japa of who that person is. Jantuhu. Look at this, how I elaborate here. It's not human, not only humans, everyone. Jantuhu Janma Samsara Bandhanat. Who will get rid of the troubles due to these births and deaths? He's asking them. So if you look there, Kim Ekam Daivatam Kim. Is there a single God, or who is a single God? All of that is explained in here in Sanskritam. Kim va api ekam parayanam. Is there a single God who is ultimate destination? We all say Narayana. Have you ever thought what's the meaning of that? This is not a day. I'll explain that. And comes tuvantaha prapnuyuhu manavaha shubham. Praising whom humans get auspiciousness. Kam archantaha prapnuyuhu manavaha shubham. Worshipping whom humans get auspiciousness. That's the first question. First sloka we saw that. Then second sloka is this one. Kaha dharmaha sarva dharmanam paramaha bhavataha mataha. Opinion. In your opinion, what is the best dharma? Best of dharmas. Kim Japan Muchyate, much is to release. Jantuhu Janma Samsara Bandhanat. Chanting on whom humans get liberation from bondage of this worldly life. Then Bhishma start explaining. Jagat Prabhum Deva Deva Manantam Purushottamam Suvannama Sahasrena Purushaha Sasato Stitaha. And so I explained that, give the commentary on that, then explain where it comes on from, and tamevam charcha nityam bhaksha purusham avyayam. So these are, everybody knows that. And then the biggest problem comes here, not this one, the first sloka.
Vishnu Sarva.
Visvam.
Where is the Vishnu here? No, not this one. Still, it's all a commentary, Shankara's commentary. If you look at this, Shankara wrote this when he was 8 years old. Here, this is where Vishnu Sahasrama starts. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaraha Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta krut bhuta bhrut bhavaha bhutatma bhuta bhavanaha. The padacheda is given both in Devanagari and in transliteration, and each word is explained in 3-4 pages. Vishwam is a masculine, feminine, or neuter, either of them. Vishwasya Jagataha. Vishwa means Jagat. Then I explain all of this. Then how does this Vishwam comes from wish to enter? And Vishwam and Vishnu come from the same dhatu in 2 different meanings. So that I explain what Panini rules are used. It's not for you, please. And it goes on explaining what it is. And these are all just to get Vishwam. And there are exceptions to all that we have to give. That Panini went through a lot of exceptions. Then Vishnu, it also comes from the same dhatu. But in these dhatus are in different groups. So I give you what dhatu it is. And then.
So wish is the dhatu, sir?
No, wish to enter. So it's a third gana root, which is the this one there, praveshane, to enter. And so I go through how the Vishnu is derived. And these are, I just only want to give you the introduction to Vishnu Sahasranama. Then it ends with the Vanamali, Gadi, Shangi, Shanki, Chakri, Chanandaki. That is Vishnu Sahasranama in Anushasana Parva of. Before this, Bhagavan explains what is, he asks Shankara, the Dharmaraja asks Bhishma, is there a person who conquered death? And in Udyoga Parvam, there is a beautiful part which is more Vedantic than Gita. And I started writing commentary for that, but I gave up because it's so complex. Yeah, these slokas you have to understand when you chant, or not this one. Kimekam Davitam Loke, Yudhishthira asked again. Kim vapyekam parayanam stuvantaha kam kamarchantaha prapnuyuhu manavaha shubham. And the whatever English I explain, it is in Sanskritam here. But you, at this stage, when you look at the sloka, when it is broken into pieces, you should be able to understand the meanings of each of these words, either directly from your knowledge or looking at the commentary from Gita, commentary, either you take Shankara or Ramanuja, whichever thing you believe. Ramanuja uses a lot of Shankara's things. So that is what I'm going to send you, everybody, few chapters of Gita, and this is what it will be. It will include new part 3.
Or maybe you can use a Google Drive, sir. Google Drive, we put in Google Drive, you know. All of us.
Part 3, part 1 may, part class book. No, if I put in Google Drive, I don't trust Google.
Yeah, okay.
It becomes their, this is, lot of it is trademarked thing.
I know their property, right?
They become their property. So in this part 3, which you don't have except Subhashini, and if you look through here, this is what I'm going to send you. This is see this. See Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Originally, it will have slokas as it is, but here it will give you sloka, padacheda, anvaya for each one. Then it is your duty to combine these padas to get into sloka. You only try to do the what you know. You know gunintalu, that means adding vowels to a consonant. And when there are two consonants together, consonant, they get a conjunct consonant or vowel sandhi. And I'll go through each one of them here. Every sloka is given, and I'm going to send you this 4th chapter and send you on 7th chapter. Basic slokas are given, and then it's same process. And if you get the volume 2, then each sandhi is explained in detail. And the same thing goes with the chapter 8. So most of the Gita is given here.
Sir, is there a font difference? Previously, like 2-3 minutes back when you showed the 7th chapter, the font looked different, sir.
Yes, this is the best font developed by these guys. There is a Government of India labs in Pune called CDAC, and they developed beautiful software called iLeap. And I use that software to write these books, and somehow these government labs did not follow through. Is when the Windows got updated from DOS, then Windows 7 came. They didn't update it, so it doesn't work on Windows. This is the best thing, easy, and I even told them, I will give me the software source code. I will employ people and change it to the Unicode and make it available to you. You sell that. They don't respond properly.
Yeah, Government of India, right?
So it's gone, and I didn't use my political connections in India at the time. Plus, I was I didn't pursue it. So this is a different font than this one. Where is that Gita? This is a different font.
This kind of, we know this is more familiar font for
Yes,
us.
and these are Unicode, number 1. That one, it makes a big difference. And I can, in the Gita, in both cases, I can take my books, beginning to end, I highlight it, change it to Tamil or Kannada, it will come there. Whole thing. Sanskrit will get changed. I showed you last time. So please go through chapter 7 and 12, vowel sandhis, and identify the vowel sandhis. And where is part 1 here? Okay, and whatever I told you, see here, I gave few slokas. This one, 424, chapter 424 sloka, has lot of vowel sandhis. That's why I took it that. See, Daiva meva pare yagnam yogina paryupasate. Let me and let me go through this, and each sloka, each sandhi is numbered and explain the sandhi with Parini rules, and then I take Yagnam Yoginaha. Yagnam Yoginaha, it is Makara changes to Anuswara, and then so these are explained there, and every sloka is taken chapter 4 and 7, and you will see these numbers, sloka numbers, vowel sandhi, savarnadirgha sandhi. I took savarnadirgha sandhi from each sloka and explained that, and then I took guna sandhi from each of the 7th chapter and explained that. Then Vruddhi Sandhi I explained. I explained what is a Vruddhi Sandhi and each sloka where the Vruddhi Sandhi comes. Then Yan Sandhi. Slokas, it comes everywhere. Maya Sakta, there is a Yan Sandhi there. Then Ayava Sandhi. They are mostly in chapter 4. I explained that. And if you go through this, please go through them. And then this, I didn't, so far we didn't go through Purva Rupa Sandhi. I will explain later on. And you will do that after, wherever you can't understand, leave it there. And we'll explain that in detail. And when I send you these are 4, 7, and I will also send you 8, 13, 14, and 15, 16, and you have to get all the sandhis once you understand the vowel sandhis. You have to do it. If you don't do it, please start writing them on a paper and you will get them, please.
Sir, one quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
So if we have to, attend some exams, are we allowed to type in Baraha, or are we expected to, in some exams, actually write on the paper?
When I conduct exams, and we expect you to use, we tell you in advance Baraha. Or you can use any other software, but it has to be able to put into the Word document. Because I may use the Windows 7 or Windows 10. Somebody might use this one, the iOS on Apple. So those are the it has to be common. Does your Baraha work now, Balaji?
Yes, sir. It's
Good.
working.
That's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
So now let me stop here and ask you questions. Madhavi, any questions, Amma?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. And you have to send the address if you want volume 2 and part 3 of book volume 1. I think mailing address where I can ship this thing. And in the meanwhile, send money to Balaji, and who will pass on that to me. And Badrinathji, any questions?
Sir, good. I'm good, sir.
Okay. And the Ramanathanji, I think he's muted.
Here, I'm here.
Any questions, sir?
Yeah, everything is fine, but of course it's difficult, complicated. We have to practice. Yeah.
And
But I appreciate your Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama, all those things you are bringing in, which is very good.
Yeah, that's what we have to do, because there's no point in learning grammar when you don't apply them.
Yeah, correct. Thank you.
Okay. Usha, any questions, Amma?
Yes, sir. I have one doubt in page number 81.
81.
Can you, if you have time, can you please tell me, sir, that how that word yug becomes yog?
Edge,
No, yuj becomes yoga, not yoga business.
Yeah,
Please.
yoga, sir. Yoga, sir.
It's not yoga. It's not yoga. Yoga.
That's a North Indian thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It becomes yoga.
Again, you are saying yoga.
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 Yeah,
There is no word called yoga.
yeah, yeah. Yoga, sir.
Yoga.
That
And
is Hindi. Yoga Hindi. Yoga Hindi.
How that
Yoga
who
is Hindi.
becomes so wo, sir?
what Panini did was he put everything
Mm.
and said, what do you have to do to yuj to make it yoga? Yuj plus something becomes yoga.
Mhm.
What do we have to do? Let me take an example here. Where is this? Yeah. Screen share. And where is my? I can put that here. If I take this, let me show you that. Participant can now see your application. Good. Now, what I have to do is, I have Shiva, and I have to derive out of Shiva, from Shiva something called Shaiva. From Shiva, I have to add something.
Mhm.
I have to add something here. I don't know what I have. That is what the science is. You have
Mm.
Shiva, I have to get Shaiva. So what we do is, we break that into pieces. Sorry. It is Shakara, Ikara, Vakara, and Akara. Those are Shiva. Agreed?
Yes.
And this side is Shakara and
Aukara.
Aukara. Sorry. I messed it up typing. Au and Vakara.
Vakara plus Akara.
So now I do that. So Sha is, I can get rid of Sha on both sides. I can get rid of Vakara, so it's Vakara only. So I can get rid of these two and these two. Okay. Now I have to add something here which changes E to Au.
Mm.
No, Shaiva. No, it's not Au, it is I. Now, if you look through here, what do I need to do here? A question tag. What's the relation between E and I? In a simple non-Sanskrit terms, I have to take, sorry. I have to take Vruddhi, because I is the Vruddhi of E.
Yeah.
Take Vruddhi of the E is the first vowel.
Mhm.
Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Vruddhi of the first vowel. And this is the thing, you came out with this. So Panini must have written all of that in his mind. And same thing with this one. Vishnu, sorry. You have to add something to get Vaishnava. Okay? You keep doing the same thing and you will see. And if you have to do it, because if I start doing like this, these are some of the questions you have to solve in your examples, not the exercises in chapter 4.
Mhm.
So here, take Rudya the first vowel. Rest of them is okay. Now, Vishnu becomes Vaishnava. So if we break that into, it is V become Y. So E becomes I. So you have to take the Rudya of the, this is what rules get developed everywhere. And if I break this into pieces, and it's Vakara
Ikara,
and Shakara, Nakara
Kara,
and Ukara. That is this side. Okay? And let me change the color because I can't see the color properly. Then Vaishnava, Vakara, I,
Cha,
Shakara, I'm sorry, Shanmukha, Shakara, and the
Akara,
Nakara,
Vakara,
Akara, and Vakara. So Vakara and Akara. Agree? This Vaishnava. Okay, now look through this. How do you make this Va goes away on either side? I could simply give you an answer, but I don't want to give the answer. I want you have to think. Then Sha and Nakara are here. And they are here. And the no. And now what I have to do is E first thing is
came.
take the Rudya of the first vowel. That's one thing. It doesn't end there. Now I have to do the U has to become
Ava,
our plus A. Okay. So what I have to do is, how do you get, I can say, take the Buddha of the first vowel, then add, A at the end. Sorry. A at the end. Plus you have to do some more. It's not over. When you do the Vruddha of the first vowel, this part comes.
Mhm.
Now somehow I have to convert U to all of this. So what I have to do is, what is left here is U. Sorry. I have to do something with that. And the so that I can get
Oh.
we are saying already say we add that we know. We have to add.
U plus O becomes Ao.
Now this is U and there's only there. If you leave it like that, it becomes the Yanadesh Sandhi.
Yes.
Somehow we have to make this U as O.
Yeah.
What's the relation between U and O?
It becomes Ao plus.
No. What's the relation between U and O? We have to somehow make this as something plus A will give us Ao, sorry, Ao plus A. And what is that? What is that we need to add to A to give Ao?
Any vowel will be any vowel.
No. This question tag has
Oh.
to be
So this is aware of some, right? I think.
on. It has to be O.
Yeah.
O plus R gives you O plus.
Yeah, right.
So now we have to get O here. There is no O. There is only O here, which is the final vowel.
Mhm.
What is relation between this? How do you get O from U? You follow that?
Yeah.
So what's the relation? What do we need to do to U to get O? What is the relation between O and U? That's a guna letter.
Adding A.
No, that's a guna letter. O is the guna letter for U. The table you have forgotten those.
Yeah.
So this is what it is. What you have to do is here we have to take a vruddhi of the first vowel, then take, sorry, not take in English.
A or A, sir. If we add R plus A.
No, take vruddhi guna of
Yeah.
guna
If add R.
yeah of the final vowel plus add I at the end. So there are 3 instructions here. So Panini looked everything and he said, if I need to add ka, is a it letter, he chose it letter ka, the one that causes the vruddhi of the first vowel. So it works here, it works here. And then you have to say, not simply ka, there is R to be there. So you have to also not add a. Agreed? Then either he has to give here, or in the general rule, when you add any of the prachayas, take a guna of the final vowel. So take a ka. If I say add ka to that, ka will tell me the E becomes it's a guna letter I, that becomes shai. Then guna final vowel is u, bu becomes o, and I'm adding a there. And ayava sandhi is there, it gives you out. So we'll get you Vaishnava. You have to start thinking that way. So to answer Madhavi's question, you have yuj plus something, give you yoga. Work on that, please. Oh, sorry. Huh? Where is this coming here? Yoga. Or yuj plus something should give you yoga. So work through that. In this case, you have to take the guna of the first vowel. In this case, you have to prevent guna of the first vowel. And in both cases, ja has to become a gakara and add a here. So Panini came through the lot of this and then said these are common. So he made a rule. The typical scientific rule comes, one scientist in the lab does experiment, makes some observations. Then he gives to his students to test that under a different environment. And if they will do that, if several people get the same result in different conditions, then it becomes a law. That's how scientific rules come through. Unfortunately,
Sir,
go ahead.
sir, this still holds true that, basically yoga was already in use. So what Panini did, he took the root word and actually derived what was already in the usage.
The grammar is always like that. Grammar is not creating anything new. What it does is what people are using, they put into some structure. Look at all scientific rules. Everything was there in nature. Scientist observes and then then he says it's a rule. This is looks like this, and our people become dumb afterwards with 100,000 years of foreign rule. If you look at a book called Rasa Vaisheshika, I was mentioning last time, and if you read pharmacology, everything that you use in the pharmacology was there. Of course, it was 3,000 years back, not that elaborate. But that is what it is. You have to do scientifically, or that's how I learned, or I can tell you, add ghai here. Add ghai there. Gha causes final chavarga to kavarga, and there is if you break this into pieces, it is gakara, akara, and chavarga nasal. This gakara is ith letter, but gives instructions. This is an ith letter. They're dropped, only left with a. Gakara tells you, take the final, take the chavarga, put it into the kavarga. Change ja to kavarga. Ja is a soft chavarga, so corresponding letter is ga. So jakara becomes ga, and there is a there already, and it becomes ga. And he found out whenever you add a pratyaya to root, common things he observed is, unless prevented, take the guna of the final vowel, guna of the penultimate short vowel. Final, there is no final vowel here. Final is a consonant, you can't take guna. Penultimate, the one before that is u, take a guna. That's a common rule. And that will give you, U becomes yoga. And here, yuga, yuj, now you have to prevent that guna business. But ghai is still there. You need to get a ghai here. And you need to get akara, because yuj becomes yuga, and you have to prevent guna. And what he said was 99% you always have to take a guna. So he said a general rule. Take a guna of the, when we add a pratyaya to the root, take a guna of the final vowel, guna of the penultimate short vowel, not long vowel. And then yuga, you have to prevent it. So you have to, instead of this one, he said, he added a kakara. Kakara in the pratyas like this, kakara prevents guna or ruddhi completely. So this becomes a gak. Which when you break it, it's gakara is an ith letter dropped, kakara is ith letter dropped, only left with a. But ga, after it's dropped, it has its properties. Instruction saying that take the final chavarga into gavarga, kavarga. And this ka tells you, it prevents guna or vruddhi of any vowels. So you becomes you, and these are exceptions when you don't take guna. Always you take guna. And so these are some of the things, because if it works for 98% and only 1% doesn't work, you give that an exception. Everybody does this in scientific rule. So that is what the grammar got developed into pure science. And that's how I defined all these things, made life easier for me. I'm trying to make a life easy to you. Otherwise, I will say by heart it. So it makes my life easy. If you like that, I will do that, please. I will simply say, Ghak, end of discussion. But everything has to be spoon-fed to you. Initially, it
This
looks
is good,
very
sir.
difficult. Think about initially, it's very difficult. Remember when you went from high school to college, it was so difficult. Particularly for my generation, where we read the entire high school science in Telugu, suddenly we have to do that in English.
Oh, yeah. Talk about it.
But luckily, I had teachers in high school who taught, who after teaching in Telugu, they gave the English words for that.
Wow.
Sorry?
Oh, that is really good, sir. We never got the English word.
My teachers, not only that, in fact, when you do the Kiranajana Samyoga Kriya, that is the
Photosynthesis, sir.
photosynthesis, and I read all of that in the high school. And once I went to the college, they didn't teach us because I was in mathematics, but I continued to read them, biology books. So in my final exam, my guy sitting next to me was a biology student.
Asking you.
And then he was suffering. The photosynthesis is also known as carbon assimilation.
Oh.
If you don't know. And the question was, explain carbon assimilation. The guy, I looked at his face, he was looking all directions. So I calmly told him it's a photosynthesis. Oh, that is it. So these are the type of things you will pick up easily. And please bear with me. Sometimes I go over many things, but bottom line is scientific approach, please. It is, I think it's, oh dear, it's getting to 10 o'clock.
Yes, sure, sir. Yeah.
We have to close, sir.
Yeah, I'll close it. And luckily I ate food, otherwise I would be very hungry. Okay, I will stop sharing. And Chris Shetty, any questions? And
no, sir, I'm good. I'm good.
okay, Subhashini Garu, any questions, Amma?
No, sir. Everything looks so easy when you explain. But everything will
Start
be
practicing, you'll know, right?
later when we look at it, then everything looks Greek and Latin again.
No, that is what I started originally and gave up. I told you, after studying 1 or 2 years, I gave up. I said, it's not for me. Then my self-confidence of being an IIT student came across. I said, I can't give up.
We are going through the same cycle, sir.
So that's why in the volume 1, part 1, I gave you 3 Bandaru's rules of learning.
Bless you.
Yeah. So it's easy, and you take the Dasavataras and write its scientific principles, and you will see them pure Panini, they're not Panini, Darwin's theory of evolution. So you will see them lot of this only when you understand the not just somebody's English translation. You have to understand how the words came through from the roots, from dhatu. Then you will be able to do things. It is my responsibility to guide you to that, please.
Sir, I heard people using the word called Dhatu Patam. What is that?
Dhatu Pata means Dhatu, Panini took all the words that existed at that time in Sanskritam and said, how do you derive this word? What is the root for this? So he came out with a roughly 2000 roots and gave a process flow how you derive these words from the 2000 roots. And then he gave the instructions, because since he is not there anymore now, he gave that in the procedure codes as ETH letters. Think over, if you're cooking in the kitchen, you have a process there. One has to be heated first and cooked before you add something else. If you add both of them together and cook, it won't cook. It happened to me with tur dal, kandipapu. I could never cook. My granddaughter was laughing at me. So please, I will help you to know, and your goal is to make sure you will pick up. Okay?
Thank you,
And
sir.
read the book, please. There's a lot in these 2 volumes. Part 1, volume 1, part 3, 3 parts, and volume 2. Okay, and so Subhashini, any questions, Amma? I think she
They left, sir. We can
okay.
close the
Okay, thank you very much. Let's close it. Let's chant the Purnamadaha. Om Purnamada
Purnamada
Purnamidam
Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnameva
Vashishyate
Om
Om
Shanti
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 Shanti Shanti
Harihi Om Sri Guru
Harihi
Namaha
Om Shri
Harihi
Gurubhyo
Om
Namaha Harihi Om
Agami Guru Vasare Punar Milishamaha.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Dhanyavadaha
Namaste.
Mahodaya.
Dhanyawada.
Dhanyawada.
I thought of closing at 8:30 today, but look at it, it's now 9:45. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
I'm leaving this thing.
Good night, sir.